Hey everyone, and welcome back to AI Podcast. Today we're diving deep into something really important in the AI world.
Hmm.
How we evaluate these large language models.
Oh, yeah, these
The
LLMs.
AI systems that can chat, write code like pros.
It's funny. It's like looking at a book by its cover.
Right.
We might be impressed by like the surface, but we need to dig deeper to really understand what these LLMs can do.
Exactly. Going beyond the hype to see what's under the hood. Like, imagine for a second,
Yeah.
relying on AI for legal research but having no clue if it's accurate or, full of biases.
Oh, that's a recipe for disaster, for
That's
sure.
a recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
And that's why this evaluation is so important.
it is. It's
It
critical.
helps us sort the good from the bad and find the LLMs that are ready for the real world.
Yeah, exactly. Like separating the wheat from the chaff.
I like that. Okay, so let's break it down.
Okay.
How do we actually evaluate these LLMs? Is there some kind of AI SAT?
Well, it's not quite as simple as giving them letter grades, but
Yep.
researchers have come up with all these benchmarks and tests to figure out what they can do,
Okay.
and one of the most well-known ones is called the MMLU.
MMLU.
Yeah, the Massive Multitask Language Understanding Benchmark.
Okay, that sounds pretty intense.
It is. Think of it as the SAT for AI.
Ooh.
It covers 57 subjects,
What?
everything from STEM fields, your math and physics, to humanities like history and philosophy,
Wow.
even tackles abstract algebra.
57 subjects. That's more than I took in college.
It's a lot.
So you're basically quizzing these AIs on everything.
Pretty much, yeah. And the questions they get aren't just trivia either.
Oh, okay.
They're tough. They require the LLM to understand complex ideas, reason logically, and give you a good answer.
Give me an example.
So imagine like an LLM being asked to analyze a historical event from different sides or to solve a math problem with all these variables and equations.
Okay, so if an AI aces this MMLU, is it basically a genius then?
Not necessarily. While the MMLU is really valuable, it's just one piece of the puzzle, you
Yeah.
know? There are other benchmarks out there that focus on certain skills like coding
Uh-huh.
or problem solving.
Okay.
One example is HumanEval,
Okay.
which tests an LLM's ability to actually write working code.
Wait, AI can write code now.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, and HumanEval uses like real-world programming problems to check their skills.
Like what?
Imagine giving an LLM a task like write a function to calculate the Fibonacci sequence or implement a sorting algorithm.
Okay.
And then HumanEval measures how well the code works, does it actually run, and how close is it to what a human would write.
That's incredible. So we have AI taking tests and writing code?
Yep.
What else are they being judged on?
Well, besides just acing these benchmarks, researchers are also interested in a bunch of other features that give us a more complete picture of what an LLM can do.
Okay, so what makes an LLM really intelligent beyond just passing a test?
One crucial thing is reasoning ability.
Okay.
Can the LLM go beyond just memorizing facts and actually, understand and apply knowledge to solve a problem?
Hmm.
That's where benchmarks like GSMAK come in, the grade school math test.
Hold on, AI is doing grade school math now?
It might sound simple, but it's really challenging.
Okay.
GSMAK uses word problem, those tricky ones,
Yeah.
to assess the LLM's reasoning and problem-solving skills.
So it's not just,
It's not just crunching numbers, it's about showing they really get it.
it's like testing logic, common sense, not just math skill.
Exactly.
Okay, so what other features are we looking at?
Another important one is generalization.
Okay.
Can the LLM take what it knows and apply it to new situations it's never seen before, or is it just good at repeating stuff from its training data?
Yeah, that makes sense. You wouldn't want an AI assistant that only knows what's in its textbooks.
No.
You want it to be able to adapt and learn.
Right, exactly. So researchers will test these LLM on data they've never seen before,
Okay.
or give them tasks that require them to use their knowledge in totally new ways.
So it's like testing their creativity a little bit.
In a way, yeah.
Okay, so accuracy, reasoning ability, generalization, all super important.
Yes, very important.
What else is on this LLM report card?
Well, we also look at efficiency.
Hmm.
Some LLMs are real resource hobs.
Uh-huh.
They need tons of computing power and energy.
Right.
While others are surprisingly efficient.
Okay.
This matters a lot, especially as we're trying to use LLMs in the real world.
Yeah, we don't want our AI assistants draining the power grid every time we ask a question.
Exactly. Efficiency is key both for cost and for, being good to the environment.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've got efficiency covered. What else?
One last key feature is robustness.
Robustness. Okay.
Can the LLM handle unexpected inputs, even weird or tricky ones, without it breaking down?
Like if I try to trick it?
Yeah, exactly. In the real world, AI systems are going to run into messy, confusing, even intentionally misleading information.
It's a tough world out there.
It is.
For AI as well.
Yeah, so we need to make sure that they can deal with these situations without just, spitting out nonsense or something even worse.
So it's like testing their stress tolerance.
Yeah, you could say that.
Can they keep it together under pressure?
Exactly. Robustness is all about making sure that LLMs are reliable, trustworthy, and safe to use in all sorts of situations.
Okay, so we have a good idea of what makes an LLM tick. Now let's get to the fun part.
Okay.
The LLM showdown.
Yeah.
We've got some big names in the ring today, including OpenAI's O1,
Hmm.
DeepSeek R1 Claude 3.5 Sonnet,
Uh-huh.
Google DeepMind's Gemini 1.5 Pro, and Meta's LLaMA 3.
It's a fascinating lineup.
It is.
Each one brings something different to the table, and we'll look at their strengths and weaknesses based on, all those features we just talked about.
Okay, I'm ready for the AI battle royale. Let's start with the current champ, OpenAI's O1.
Okay.
What makes it so special?
Well, O1 is known for its amazing performance on a whole range of those benchmarks. It consistently scores high on the MMLU,
Uh-huh.
showing it has a broad and deep understanding of lots of different subjects.
Like the valedictorian of the AI class?
A very good analogy. But this fall-tier performance does come with a price. O1 is known to be pretty computationally expensive. It needs a lot of resources to run.
So it's brilliant, but maybe a bit of a resource hog.
You could say that.
Okay, that's where DeepSeek R1 comes in, right?
Exactly. DeepSeek R1 is making wave because it gets almost the same level of performance but is way more efficient.
Okay.
It uses this really cool approach called mixture of experts, which basically means it only uses the parts of its neural network that are relevant to the task at hand.
Okay, break down that mixture of experts thing for me. How does it actually work?
So imagine you have a team of specialists. Each one is an expert in something different. And instead of having everyone work on every single problem, you only call on the experts whose knowledge is actually needed.
Okay.
DeepSeek R1 works in a similar way.
So it's like having a Swiss Army knife of AI, but you only pull out the tool you need at any given moment.
Precisely.
Right.
And this approach lets DeepSeek R1 get some impressive results. For example, it scores just a tiny bit behind O1 on that MMLU benchmark, but uses way fewer resources.
So it's like the valedictorian who's also a master of time management.
Haha, exactly.
That's a winning combo.
It is, and while OpenAI's O1 is still maybe slightly better overall, DeepSeek R1's efficiency makes it a real contender, especially in real-world applications where, cost and resources matter.
Okay, so we've got the Brainiac and the efficient all-star. What about the other contenders? What makes them stand out?
Well, Anthropic's Claude 3.5 Sonnet is known for being really good at understanding and generating natural language.
Okay.
And it's especially good at giving responses that are safe, unbiased, and, align with human values.
So Claude 3.5 Sonnet is the LLM that's both smart and responsible.
You could say that.
Okay, but does that focus on safety and ethics mean it's not as good at other things?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
While Claude 3.5 Sonnet is great at things like generating creative content and having nuanced conversations, it might not be the top performer for super technical tasks like coding or, complex problem solving.
Got it. So it's a master of language and etiquette, but maybe not the best for building a rocket ship.
Haha, right.
What about Gemini 1.5 Pro? It sounds powerful.
Gemini 1.5 Pro is definitely a force to be reckoned with, especially when it comes to multimodality.
Multimodality, what's that?
It means it can understand and generate not just text, but also images, audio, even video.
Wow, so it's like the ultimate multimedia artist.
You got it. Gemini 1.5 Pro is pushing the boundaries of AI, opening up exciting new possibilities in fields like robotics, virtual assistants, and interactive storytelling.
So it can write a screenplay, compose the music, and direct the movie all once?
Pretty much. But this versatility does come at a cost. It's not the most efficient model out there.
So it's the Renaissance AI, but maybe needs a bigger studio and a larger team to create its masterpieces.
A good way to put it.
Okay, what about our final contender, LLaMA 3? What's its claim to fame?
LLaMA 3 is the open source hero of the LLM world.
Open source, what's that mean?
Its code is freely available,
Okay.
meaning researchers and developers can play around with it, customize it, and build upon it.
So anyone can download it and create their own AI assistant.
Well, in theory, yes, but it's not quite that simple. You still need some technical know-how to work with LLaMA 3 effectively.
Okay.
But its open source nature makes it super popular for research and experimentation.
Got it.
People are constantly trying to improve it, adapt it to specific tasks, and even create totally new LLM architectures based on its code.
So it's like the LLM equivalent of a DIY kit for AI enthusiasts?
Exactly.
Okay, so we've met our contenders, and now I'm really curious to see how DeepSeek R1 stacks up against the competition, especially in those head-to-head matches. We just went through this whirlwind tour of how we evaluate LLMs, from AI taking tests to analyzing how they do with coding challenges.
And for the grand finale, we're going to help you figure out the LLM landscape and find the perfect AI tool for what you need.
Love it. No more benchmarks and technical jargon. Let's get practical.
Let's
So if I'm listening trying to choose an LLM, where do I even start?
I think the first step is you got to understand your priorities.
Okay.
Like, what's most important to you?
Hmm.
Do you want raw power accuracy no matter what? Or is it more about efficiency and cost?
Yeah, does budget matter?
Exactly. And do you need an LLM that's like super good at one thing, like coding or writing? Or do you need something that can do it all?
Okay, so let's say I'm the kind of person who just wants the best of the best, top performer, no matter the cost.
Oh, the no compromise type.
Yeah, which LLM should I be looking at?
Then it's OpenAI's O1. That's
Oh, one.
Yeah, it's consistently at the top of the charts on those benchmarks like the MMLU and HumanEval.
Right, we talked about those.
It shows it really understands a lot of different things and can create work on code.
So it's like the supercomputer of LLMs can tackle anything.
Yeah, it's like the Ferrari of LLMs, sleek, powerful, built for speed.
But just like a Ferrari comes with a hefty price tag.
Exactly, there's that cost factor.
So what if I'm more budget conscious?
Hmm.
I want great performance, but need to keep an eye on the budget. Is there an LLM for that?
Absolutely. That's where DeepSeek R1 really shines.
DeepSeek R1.
It offers top-notch performance, but it's also incredibly efficient. Remember that mixture of experts approach.
Oh, yeah. Can you remind us how that works?
Sure. So picture this. You have a team of amazing chefs, each one a specialist in a different cuisine.
Like Italian French.
Exactly. And instead of having all of them work on every dish, you only call on the chefs whose expertise matches what you're making.
Makes sense?
DeepSeek R1 does the same thing. It has different modules or experts that specialize in different tasks.
So it's like having a team of AI specialists ready, but you only pay for the ones you need?
Exactly. It's a really clever way to balance power and efficiency.
So it might not be the absolute best at everything, but it's really good and uses way fewer resources.
That's the trade-off.
Okay, that sounds promising. Now, what if my top priority is ethics and safety? Are there LLMs that are built to be responsible, avoid creating harmful content?
Absolutely. Anthropic's Claude 3.5 Sonnet is a great example.
Oh, 3.5 Sonnet. Okay.
Yeah, it's been trained very carefully to avoid generating responses that are, toxic, discriminatory, or harmful in any way.
So it's like the LLM that always remembered to be polite and would never spread misinformation or hate speech.
Exactly. It's designed to be trustworthy and reliable, especially when ethics matter.
That's really good to know. So if I'm dealing with sensitive content or just want my AI interactions to be respectful, Claude 3.5 Sonnet sounds like the one.
Yeah, it's a good fit for that.
Now, what if I need an AI that can do more than just text? Like, what if I'm working with images, audio, or even video?
Then you need an LLM that can handle multimodality, and that's where Google DeepMind's Gemini 1.5 Pro comes in.
Gemini 1.5 Pro, okay.
It's been trained on a massive amount of data, not just text, but images, audio, and video, so it can understand and create content in all those forms.
So it's like the ultimate multimedia artist.
Yeah, it can analyze a photo, write a poem about it, even compose music to go with it.
Wow. Pushing the boundaries.
It really is, but all that multimodal magic does require a lot of computing power.
So maybe not the best for an old laptop.
Probably not. You need some serious hardware for that one.
Okay, we've talked about the big names, but what about the DIY enthusiasts out there? The people who like to tinker and build their own solutions? Is there an LLM for them?
Absolutely. Meta's LLaMA 3 is perfect for that.
LLMA 3?
It's
Okay.
the open source champ. Remember, its code is freely available for anyone to use, modify, and build upon.
So it's like the LLM for the hackers and makers.
Exactly. LLaMA 3 might not be the top performer on all the benchmarks, but being open source makes it incredibly valuable for research and customization.
I can see that people can really experiment and push the boundaries.
That's the beauty of it.
Okay, so we've met our contenders, explored their strengths and weaknesses, but how do I actually choose? How do I know which one is right for me?
That's the big question, and unfortunately, there's no easy answer.
Right.
It really depends on what you want to do, your priorities, and what resources you have.
Okay, well, can we walk through a few scenarios to make it easier?
Of course, let's do that.
All right, scenario one, I need an LLM for a task that needs the absolute best accuracy and performance, and I don't care about the cost. What should I go for?
In that case, OpenAI's O1 is the clear winner. It's consistently the best across many benchmarks, showing amazing accuracy, reasoning, and generalization.
Okay, so O1 is for those who want the best no matter what.
Exactly.
All right, scenario two, I need a balance of performance and efficiency. I want something powerful but also mindful of resources.
DeepSeek R1 fits that perfectly. It offers near top-tier performance while being super efficient thanks to that mixture experts approach.
So DeepSeek R1 is for the pragmatists.
Yeah, the ones who want the most value.
Okay, scenario three, my top priority is safety and ethics. I need an LLM that will always generate responsible and appropriate content no matter what.
Then Anthropic's Claude 3.5 Sonnet is your best choice. It's been carefully trained to avoid generating harmful or biased content, so you can trust it to always be respectful.
So Claude 3.5 Sonnet is for those who value integrity and responsibility.
Absolutely.
Okay, scenario 4, I need an LLM that can handle more than just text. I'm working with images, audio, video, or all of the above. What's my best option?
Google DeepMind's Gemini 1.5 Pro is the one for you. It's been trained on a massive data set of not just text, but images, audio, and video, so it can understand and generate content in all those forms.
So Gemini 1.5 Pro is for the only media creators.
Exactly.
Finally, scenario 5, I'm a tinkerer, a hacker, a maker. I want an LLM that I can experiment with, customize, and build upon. What's the LLM for me?
Meta's LLM-3, the open source hero, is perfect for that. Its code is freely available, so you can explore how it works, fine-tune it for specific tasks, and even create entirely new LLM architectures based on it.
So LLM-3 is for the pioneers, the ones who are shaping the future of AI.
That's a great way to put it.
This has been incredibly helpful. I feel like I finally understand the LLM landscape and how to pick the right tool for the job. But I have one last question. If AI can already do all these complex things, and even beat us in some areas, what does the future hold?
That's a question that keeps a lot of us up at night.
Right, it's exciting and a bit scary at the same time.
It is, and as these LLMs get even better, it's super important that we keep developing ways to evaluate them to make sure we understand what way can do their limitations and how they might impact society.
So it's a balance of excitement and caution.
Exactly. We need to make sure this technology is used for good.
That's a great point. It's not just about the tech itself. It's about how we use it and what kind of future we build with it.
Absolutely.
Everyone, we've been on quite a journey today exploring these LLMs.
It's been fascinating, hasn't it? All these different ways to evaluate them.
AI taking tests, writing code, even tackling grade school math problems.
It's mind-boggling, really.
And we talked about how understanding these evaluations can help you choose the right tool for the job.
Right. The right LLM for your specific needs.
But before we wrap up, I kind of want to step back for a second and just appreciate how far this technology has come.
Yeah, it really is remarkable.
I mean, we have AI that can understand and generate human language.
So fluently, too.
And with such complexity, it's amazing.
It's like having this giant library of knowledge right at your fingertips.
And a team of expert writers, coders, problem solvers, all in one.
Exactly. And as these ELMs keep getting better,
yeah, where does it go from here?
the potential uses are just going to keep expanding.
It's true. Like, imagine AI tutors that can personalize learning for every student.
Oh, that would be incredible.
Or AI helping doctors diagnose patients faster and more accurately.
That could really change things.
And, of course, AI assistants that can help us manage our daily lives.
Making everything more efficient.
The possibilities are pretty much endless.
I agree. It's hard to even grasp the full potential impact.
Right. It could revolutionize industry science, even how we interact with each other and the world around us.
It's a whole new world.
It really is an exciting time to be alive.
It is, but with all this excitement, we got to be careful, too.
That's a good point. We can't just ignore the potential risks and challenges.
Exactly, alongside these amazing opportunities.
We have to make sure these powerful tools are used for good.
Responsibly, ethically, for the benefit of everyone.
And that's where you, our listeners, come in.
Absolutely. We need everyone to be part of this conversation.
Asking the tough questions.
Demanding transparency and accountability.
Helping to shape a future where AI empowers us all.
That's what it's all about.
So keep learning, keep exploring.
Keep pushing those boundaries, but always be mindful.
Think about the ethics.
And with that, I think it's time to wrap up for today.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground today.
From the nitty-gritty of LLM evaluation to figuring out which AI tool is right for you.
It's been a great deep dive.
It has, and we'll be back tomorrow evening with another episode exploring a brand new topic in the world of AI.
Until then, keep learning, keep exploring.
And keep those AI questions coming.
See you next time.